Well, are you talking? So again, as I said, what the president was responding to was a question about the training and equipping of Iraqi forces. Of course, the policy and the strategy in fighting ISIL is broader than just the training and equipping part. Again, I think we've had we have a strategy. It's agreed with our international partners, with the Iraqi government, and we're working hard to implement it across all the lines of effort.
State Department spokesman Jeff Rathke struggling to walk back President Obama's comments about not having a complete strategy to combat ISIS. The U.S. has already sent more than 3,000 troops back to Iraq to help train and advise the Iraqi security forces. So, what have our U.S. troops been doing for the last 10 months? Joining us now from Newsmax Washington, retired Army Colonel Patrick Murray. Patrick is also the author of the book, Government is the Problem. Patrick, welcome back to Newsmax Prime.
JD, it's great to be on. Thank you for having me.
Now, Patrick, you've written the book, Government is the Problem. In this case, is our president the problem? I mean, what was it, back in August of last year? He said we didn't have a strategy in place. Is the biggest hurdle our own commander-in-chief?
Well, last week, JD, you had Josh Earnest up behind the podium reassuring everybody that we had the right strategy in Iraq to deal with ISIS. His boss says we really don't have a strategy. So it's a little embarrassing, I think, for the administration, and it's a little humiliating for the United States of America, because I'll tell you what, ISIS has a strategy, and they're busy. And they're busy taking cities and terrain and slaughtering Christians, anybody in their path. And now they just released a video today that said, next stop, Baghdad.
And so because of that video, it seems like they were ready to react to the president's indecision and indecisiveness. Now, Patrick, you're a retired Army colonel. The commander-in-chief gives an order, you salute and try to carry it out. We understand there was some real frustration at the Pentagon when the president said what he said. What problems are our folks at the Pentagon having trying to follow the orders of the commander-in-chief?
Well, JD, I would not be surprised if some television screens over in the J3 shop at the Pentagon yesterday did not take some abuse when they saw that video from their commander-in-chief. And the fact of the matter is, he threw our armed forces under the bus and said, well, we're waiting for a plan from the Pentagon. Give me a break. The Pentagon has had plans in place, courses of actions in place for months and months and months. That's what they do. It's the matter of the commander-in-chief that has to check off on those plans and decide and make the decision. I personally think that Barack Obama, as President of the United States, would just as soon let that job description commander-in-chief part of his role go away.
Well, it was interesting as you were commenting, Patrick, and giving us that word picture of television screens at the Pentagon perhaps confronting some abuse. We saw that interesting photo op from the G7. There was our president with his back turned to the Iraqi prime minister. Very curious behavior. So in addition to seemingly blaming our own military planners, he also had a word or two for the Iraqis and their forces. And, I just wonder, what can the Iraqis do to regroup and stave off an attack on Baghdad?
Well, that was an incredible photo op, wasn't it, JD? You had Prime Minister Abadi sitting there clearly wanting some FaceTime with the President of the United States, who was having none of it. And so, yeah, there's some problems with the Iraqi forces. There's no question about that. But I'll tell you what puts steel in the spine of an infantryman, and that is some close air support. And that is some Apache helicopters rolling in and taking out these vehicles, many of them, unfortunately, that are U.S. vehicles that ISIS has captured. But that's what they need. They need a little close air support. We need some forward air controllers up there. It wouldn't be too bad to have some special operations units embedded with the Iraqi forces as well. But the bottom line is, those Iraqi forces, that's their country, and it's now about to be their city. My view is Iraq is largely gone. Iraq is basically now no more than a city-state of Baghdad, and ISIS is knocking on the door.
And mindful of that, 30 seconds remain. I got an email today from someone involved in air attack planning saying their hands are tied when it comes to an air assault. Do you believe that to be the case for our American air power?
Without question. And I talk to people in the Pentagon. Our pilots come back, 3/4 of our pilots come back with their ordnance intact. In other words, they're not dropping it because they're afraid that they're going to hit friendly forces or that they're going to hit non-combatants. And that's an indicator of the fact that we don't have enough forward air controllers up there to deal with that. And that's a reality that needs to be fixed, and it could easily be fixed.
Patrick Murray, author of the book Government is the Problem. Thanks for outlining the problems in Iraq. And Newsmax Prime continues after this.